In a quiet forest full of tall trees and soft wind, there lived a young firefly named Lumi. He was kind, gentle, and curious. But unlike every other firefly in the forest, Lumi could not glow when night came. He felt different from the start. Each evening, the sky filled with shining fireflies dancing like stars between the branches. Their tiny lights sparkled beautifully in the dark. Lumi watched from below, hiding under a leaf, wishing he could join them in the sky. Whenever Lumi tried to fly near the others, some laughed at him. They said, "Look, the firefly with no light has come again." Their teasing words stung his heart, and Lumi quietly flew back to his lonely hiding place. Lumi often wondered why he was different. He looked at his wings, his tiny legs, and his glowing friends above. "Why was I made this way?" he whispered to the night. No answer came, only the sound of wind in leaves. Still, Lumi did not give up. Every night he practiced glowing. He flapped his wings faster, spun in circles, and waited in silence. He hoped one day a spark would appear inside him, but darkness remained around his body. Night after night, Lumi kept trying. He climbed tree trunks, jumped from branches, and focused with all his strength. Yet no light came. His heart grew heavy, and he began to believe he might never be special. One evening, Lumi sat alone beside an old tree stump. Tears rolled down his tiny face. Just then, a wise old owl landed nearby and asked gently, "Little one, why do you carry so much sadness in your eyes?" Lumi sighed and said, "Because I am a firefly with no light. Others shine and dance, but I only hide in shame." The owl listened quietly, then smiled with calm eyes full of wisdom. The owl said, "Not every gift shines the same way. Some lights glow outside, and some lights glow through actions. Do not measure your worth by what others can do." Lumi remembered every word carefully. Soon the rainy season arrived. Dark clouds covered the moon, cold winds shook the branches, and heavy fog rolled through the forest. Paths disappeared under the thick mist, and the night became frighteningly dark. Animals across the forest became lost. Rabbits could not find their burrows. Deer wandered in circles. Birds crashed softly into branches. Worried voices echoed everywhere as families searched for a safe path home. Even the glowing fireflies could not help. Their lights were too weak inside the heavy fog, and they became confused themselves. They flew in circles, unable to guide anyone through the white mist. Panic spread quickly. Lumi heard the cries for help and wanted to do something. But then he looked at himself sadly. "I have no light," he whispered. "How can someone like me save anyone tonight?" As he stood thinking, clouds moved for a moment and moonlight touched a puddle on the ground. The water shined brightly like silver. Lumi's eyes widened. Suddenly, an idea began to glow inside his mind. He quickly pushed leaves around the puddle, changing the shape of the water. The moonlight reflected across the dark path in a bright line. It was small, but Lumi knew it could become something greater. Next, Lumi searched for smooth, shiny stones near the trees. He rolled them one by one into the moonlight and placed them along the path. Soon they sparkled softly like little stars on the ground. Back and forth Lumi worked without rest. He moved leaves, adjusted puddles, and placed more stones. His wings grew tired, and his legs ached, but he kept going because others needed help. Slowly, a glowing trail stretched through the fog. It curved around roots, crossed small hills, and pointed safely toward the animal homes. Lumi looked at it proudly and called out for everyone to follow. The rabbits saw the shining path first. They hopped carefully along it and reached their burrows. Then the deer followed with relief. Birds flew low above the trail and safely found their nests again. Soon the whole forest used Lumi's glowing road. Families reunited, fear disappeared, and thankful voices filled the night. The little firefly who had no light was guiding everyone home. When morning came, the fog slowly lifted. Animals gathered beside the trail of stones and shining puddles. They were amazed to learn that Lumi had built the path alone during the long dark night. The fireflies who once laughed lowered their heads in shame. They had mocked Lumi for being different, yet when danger came, it was Lumi who helped everyone when they could not. The wise owl spread his wings and said, "Some are born with gifts. Others create their own gifts through courage, effort, and heart." The forest cheered loudly for brave little Lumi. From that day on, Lumi never hid beneath leaves again. He learned that being different was not weakness. Sometimes the brightest light comes from a mind that refuses to give up. If you do not have what others have, create your own way to shine.